Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name, and today we are playing a little Octopath Traveler COTC, but we're mostly going to be talking about it. So I wanted to do a quick video just basically about my opinions on the game after 100 days. Now, 100 days is a little more eye-catchy of a title. If we're going to go and be honest with ourselves here and we go to the mail, I know the game's been out for a while. Keep in mind, I took some time off, but day 104. All right, I didn't have time. Octopath Traveler 2 demo came out, been playing that, but I wanted to do like, all right, impressions after 100 days of playing this game. Now, I've got mostly positive some stuff to say, and there's a few negative. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of people that have played this game this long are kind of in this. So if you played a mobile game for a long time, you probably already know a lot of what I'm gonna say. But if you haven't played mobile games, this is kind of, I guess, what you can expect. So the game is kind of fully evolved, because I just watched one of my previous videos was like after 50 hours, right? And it's a very exciting time. The first 50 to 100 hours of this game are very exciting and very good. The whole game is very good. But after 100 days, the game has evolved fully into routine, essentially. It's basically you get on, you do the daily stuff. You know, the daily stuff has changed over time. It used to be doing your daily missions, which you would think it is, but now that's mostly automatic. And so now it's mostly grinding for weapons, grinding for experience, and then doing your weekly tasks, like your weekly towers, things like that. And so it's a lot of repetition and it's a lot of routine, essentially. But I kind of compare it to, I don't know, it's like watching watching Saturday morning cartoons with like a bowl of cereal, you know, where it's like, yeah, you do it every day, but it's still good. Does that make sense? It's kind of like My Hero Academia, if you guys will watch that, where it's like, I really like that show, but maybe it's more like Naruto. But point is, there's a lot of filler, you know. It's like, yeah, there's these really insane, awesome, fantastic moments, and in this game, it's when the new story segments come out or new content comes out of like new fights and stuff. The fights are very good, very interesting, very well done RPG fights. The story is fantastic. It's some of the best, honestly, video game story I've played. But they're few and far between, right? They're every month, something like that, maybe every couple weeks. And so it's kind of few and far between, but those moments are like super, super good. And for me, the reason I'm comparing to like Naruto is like, these are like the pinnacles, right? And then you have a season of filler, and the filler is not bad, but it's like, that's more just like you have, that's more the cereal thing. The filler is like cereal. Listen, these analogies are getting crazy. All right. I'm just trying to make a good point, but I think I'm failing. Point is, the highs of the game are very high, but the lows of the game are actually not bad. They're fine. Now, it can get a bit grindy, but honestly, if you just get on for like 30 minutes a day, you can just go through and, like, for example, this region just came out, and I want to grind up all the weapons for this region. You just kind of log in, you go kill the elites every day, and that's kind of really all you have to do. And then you can go to like now you used to have to do the nameless town. You don't have to do that now. It's automatic. You just go there, gathering points, boop. And look at that. Now we got experience nut large, alpaca, fleece of remembrance, yada, yada, yada. That kind of gathers all the stuff for you. And really, I don't have that much like more to say. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's do an account show off while I kind of ramble. All right. This is where I've gotten in 100 days. A lot of characters, still 0 characters at level 100. I do think in about a month or two, I should start getting my level 100 characters. It takes a while, but 90 is the big one. You really want to hit that 90 threshold because you get an extra BP at the start of combat here. You see, I've gotten pretty lucky. Let's go ahead and organize them, not by level, but instead by class, because that's the one people care about. I've got a lot of good stuff, right? Since I came back, I've gotten... Who did I get since I've come back? I have gotten Alphen, Therion, Lionel, Stead, Ritu, Varkin, Zanta, Uni, and Hasumi and Loomis. Those are all like the 5 stars I got from when I came back, spending basically no money, right? So there's just a much bigger pool now of units to get. So like, I still like dislike the Gacha. I think the Gacha is fucking terrible. in a sense that it's like it's kind of fun, but you know, it's terrible in the sense that it's incredibly predatory and expensive. Like this game has the absolute fucking worst, maybe not literally the worst, but it's the worst. I could say this might be the world's worst prices on a gacha for a single player game, a single player gacha. Like they're fucking ridiculously bad. It just you're getting ripped off. I don't know why they have to be so expensive with their pricing. At least in like a multiplayer gacha, at least there's like usually like different tiers. You can like fight people at your level, or you can fight, there's like a incentive to spend this money. But it's like when it's a single player game and you have no one to compete against, like, and people want to be collection complete, I don't know. I feel like they'd make more money if they made everything cheaper and made everyone spend $30 a month as opposed to having, you know, 10 people spend $1,000 a month. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely off. They have the numbers. They probably know how to make more money than I do. But like for $100, you get nearly $100 of gems, right? For $100, you get nearly $100 of rubies. For $100, you get nearly $100 of rubies, right? Like they're not even when you're spending the maximum amount of money on a special, they still don't give you an extra dime. You know, yeah, you get the Traveler's Sacred Seals, which are terrible, and you get the Bow Ward Charm, which you don't even want. So like you're spending $100 on like shit. It's better to come over here and get the extra 150 rubies, which is only half of a multi. So you spend $100, you get like $115 worth, which is like nice, I guess. But like the fact that this is always here and that the specials are shipped, that part bugs me. Like I hate that aspect of the game. All right, I'll be honest. But it really comes down to the game just being good. It's very free to play friendly, especially early on. And as you get later, it's going to slow down your progression for sure. But you log into your dailies, you just get a couple 5 stars and you can get through the story content for sure. Yeah. When it gets to the arena content, that's going to just take a lot of time. They're like tough fights. There's like tough level 100 NPCs. You're going to need a good roster to handle those fights, but they're like optional. Mostly not really whale, because a lot of people could do them, but it's either a whale of time or a whale of money, right? And even if you're a free-to-play player and you're clearing this stuff, it's like because you have 600 hours in the game, right? Like that's a lot of time. So I consider that like a whale of time. And so those fights are going to be tough, but if you're really just playing for free, you can get through the story stuff pretty easily. Not super easy, like there's definitely going to be some difficult spots. But like it might be challenging, but you're going to be able to do it. And the story is really the best part of this game. Very, very good. And they add a lot of it. Even like when they add like a little town like this little town had a fun like little arc, you know. It was like an hour-long little mini story, little arc, and it's great. It's not one of the bigger narratives that's going on, but I had a lot of fun. And overall, like I could see this game being a part of my life for a long time. It's got the right level of it's not quite on the level of a different gacha where you feel like there's no energy system. Like when I played Dragon Quest Tact, I felt like this Dragon Quest Tact had to eat up all day, every day, because I had to make sure I was always utilizing that energy, grinding every little tiny itsy bitsy thing to the max. This game doesn't really have that vibe to me. Yeah, they do give you the ability to grind pretty much as you want, but at the same time, you also get to just like if you're playing this game in the most healthy way, you log on every day probably, and you do your dailies, you get your gems, you get your new equipment, you know, start farming up your new equipment in the new town, and then you kind of just like log off, go do something else, go touch grass. And then once a month or once every other month when they come out with big content, you know, you're going to do your towers once a week. Which is like spending your things to get all, you know, it's basically they're like once a week kind of fights. You do them a couple times each, and then you go and once a month when the big content comes out, you play for like 2-3 hours. You know, you have a really good story, and then maybe like every 2 months you get to do a poll session too, where you hit a unit to pity. Probably not after 2 months. It probably takes a little bit longer than that. Probably takes like 4 months. But overall, it's just like it's a perfect balance of game for me as someone that works a full-time job and is trying to do content creation and is also trying to do content creation for multiple games. I've been really happy. It's not life absorbing. In the beginning, it's life absorbing because there's so much content. But as you start reaching the end of the content, it becomes less life absorbing and more just like a fun daily grind combined with really, really high points when new content comes out. And overall, I don't think I could be happier with this game. That's not true. I could wish the prices were way lower. I wish the prices are reasonable. And there's some quality of life stuff I would like. Like, I would wish I could look up party members based off elements that they have. It'd be really nice to be able to be like, all right, I need a lightning element. Who has lightning? I'm like, which guys had lightning again? Especially after taking a few months off and then coming back. That was rough. But also, here's the thing, right? I took a few months off of this game, off this gacha. A few months off. I came back, tons of content, like a week, 2 weeks of just constant, brand new, awesome content to unlock. You know, lots of power gains for my characters with new equipment and stuff. And I also just completed in the arena. They just released a new arena that everyone's doing right now. Tier 3 is the highest you could reach. Clear the arena with 4 5 stars or less. So I used 4 5 stars, 4 4 stars, and I cleared it, right? So I cleared the current one of the hardest challenges, not the hardest. There are harder fights in the game, but one of the most important, because you get 300 rubies for clearing that. So one of the most important challenges to complete, I completed despite having taken 3 months off and just coming back a couple weeks ago. So like when you take breaks from this game, yeah, you lose out on the gems and stuff like that, but it's not like other games where your account is like permanently damaged. It doesn't feel like it's okay to take a break, come back, and then start playing again. You're gonna miss out on some stuff, but not really. You're gonna miss out on daily gems. All the content added to the game is permanent, with very, very rare exceptions. Like I think what isn't permanent. There's like a few banners that aren't permanent, that don't go to the general pool, that are limited time. But outside of that, it's like everything. They add towers, they add new story, they add this, they add that. It's always there. They're not removing things from the game. And so it's a fantastic game. Is this that new banner unit right here? It is that new banner unit. I just saw her standing there. She's the one that just came out today. I could tell from her sprite. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I probably rambled a bit too much, but if you wanted to know how I felt about the game after 100 days and after a couple months break, I'm feeling good. I'm very excited to be playing this game going forward. A little more excited for Octopath 2, but that's reasonable. But if you like this game, you like Octopath 1, you like Octopath 2, you should check out the rest of the series. All those games are incredibly good. Especially if you're looking forward to Octopath 2 and you haven't jumped into this game yet, you really, really should. Spend $0, have a really fun time with a great Octopath combat system. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.